Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar on the next enterprise migration wave. Isn't about files, it's about migrating. I'm Abhigna from CloudFuze, host for the session. I'm excited to have you all here today. In this session, we will be discussing how the next enterprise migration wave is moving beyond file to intelligence. And how our organizations can securely migrate and come and scale across the business. Everyone, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat. We will cover them at the end. Now I would like to introduce the speaker for today, Kritika, who is Senior Account Manager at CloudFuze. Who brings strong experience working with enterprise clients and driving solution-based conversations. Over to you, Kritika, and yeah, let me know when I have to present my screen.
Sure. Thank you, Abhigna, for the introduction. Rightly introduced by Abhigna. My name is Kritika, and I will be the speaker for today, talking about the migration intelligence. So probably, Abhigna, if you can just bring up the screen and start the
Yeah, sure,
presentation.
sure.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Abhigna, for bringing this up. Yeah. So, as the topic says, we are talking about the migration intelligence today, and the wave is already here. Okay. Um, Most of the organizations, or enterprises or mid-market industries, they are just not ready for it, right? So we will explain you how we will be helping them out. Go ahead, Abhigna. Okay. The question for all, you know, um, have your organization has already switched or made a change or planning to do, a shift from your AI platforms in the last 12 months? So the answer to this question can be, can definitely vary. The organization might have already planned, they would have already done the migration or switched the AI platforms, or, they would have not even planned it yet, or they are evaluating a solution where they can make a switch. Or the answer is simple, they're not even sure, right? So there are different answers to this question, whether the organization has already switched to any of the AI platform. Okay, where are we now? And again, if your organization has switched to any of your AI platforms today, have you ever thought about what's going to happen to those AI conversation and context, whatever the data you're doing it on those platforms? No. So they may be again very to those answers. They would have planned for it. They are okay to lose the data. It's okay. Let the data go away. Uh, Another interesting answer. They would have even thought, it's okay if maybe, they would have not even thought about it. Let the data be there or not there. Or interesting answer, not even sure about it. Okay. So, uh, what we have seen in couple of years, the world is changing. There's been a lot of shift in AI. Now, AI has become a part of everyone's life, not only at the organizational level, but also the employees and our everyday work. Employees use different AI platforms, let it be a Copilot, Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, and because there is an extensive use of all these AI platforms, there's a lot of conversations, prompts, and data, which is building up on these AI platforms. And again, these are not just activities; these are the exactly, we're talking about the intelligence which you're building up on these AI platforms. Where the problem lies, so the problem lies, how are you gonna manage those data, which is building up on these AI applications? Uh, Now, what is a new migration challenge? For those who knows about CloudFuze, we help with the traditional migration moves. We help migrating your documents, emails, chat messages. These are the traditional file migrations which we do. But what happens to the intelligence that doesn't migrate, right? what is left behind. These are all those AI conversation histories, the context which has been accumulating based on the usage of those AI platforms, the artifacts and the results which have been prompted by those AI platforms. So for all those AI platforms, switches, the data is building up again and again, and those intelligence actually, which has been built up, disappears, right? So, what are the common reasons where the organizations are planning to switch the AI platform? Have you ever thought about it? Yes. So, the AI consolidation wave is definitely here, right? Many reasons can be, behind these switches. The common one, which we have heard from most of our customers, is that they are standardizing on a single cloud platform. They don't want to have different cloud uh, platforms where they'll be managing their files, documents, chats, teams, and the AI. So they just want to standardize on a single cloud suite. And then there can be a case of merger and acquisition. Your company might have got acquired, or there is a merger coming up. So that is another reason. Then there is a centralizing AI governance, and a lot of the organizations do also migrate to AI platforms because of the reason that they just want to reduce the cloud. They don't want to have many clouds under their organization. So if you think, uh, who is making those decisions? Actually, these decisions have been made by the management, and the problem lies with the IT, right? Forward a big now. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, um, what is making this AI conversations, context, migration hard? So there is not a proper, migration bridge between these two AI platforms. All these, we've been talking about AI platforms, all these conversations, they have a very rich context. It is not just you know, text we are talking about here. There's a lot of artifacts we are talking about under those conversations, which organizations do want to preserve. And also, if we think about from the user perspective, right? If there is a switch in the AI platforms, how it'll be coming up for the users. Users don't want. I mean, if we talk about the adaptability of users, users don't want to get disrupted, right? So, how will users need to continue working once the migration has been done? Okay. Now we've been talking only about the problem, how it is, what uh, AI, what are the problems lies when we do a AI platform migration. Here we bring the solution with CloudFuze AI intelligence migration, right? We are the first platform which can help you solve all your AI context migration at a scale. uh, we don't only do the traditional migrations, but we also help you migrate the conversation history, the context, the artifacts, which lies under all these AI platforms. So we currently have these combinations readily available for the customers, which is Gemini to Copilot, Copilot to Gemini, Gemini to Gemini, Copilot to Copilot, Claude to Copilot, Claude to Gemini. And we are constantly building up these combinations. So sooner or later, you may also see we can support you with the migration of ChatGPT, Codex, and an additional, AI platforms which are coming up. Now, have you ever thought how those migration process will work, right? So definitely, when we talk about retaining most of the conversations, contacts, users, CloudFuze comes to help you out. So all those AI conversation history artifacts is something we'll be able to preserve, right? The context will be transferred. That's one of the worry most of the organizations have. what happens to the loss of data? No, there'll be no loss of data. There'll be the context which is being transferred from one AI platform to another. And since we were talking about the user adaptability, yes, so user will land to the new AI platform without any disruption. So wherever they have left off on the previous AI platform, they'll be able to start in the new platform without any disruption. So before we move forward, I would like to introduce my colleague Satya, who will be doing a quick presentation on what we spoke about today. He is our migration expert. So over to you, Satya.
Yeah, thank you, Kritika, for the introduction. Yeah, this is Satya. I'm gonna walk you through the demo. Let me share my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible? Yeah, so this is our AI migration tool. We want to give it as an FAI model, and once the user sign in, he connects the both the clouds, Google Workspace and Microsoft, to their admin credentials and give their permissions respect to their clouds. And in our dashboard, we have both agent panel and manual panels. In the left, we have a agent panel where we can ask the questions to the agent and do the operations directly with the help of the agent, like adding the cloud, users mapping, and getting the progress of the migration. Everything agent does. And in the right panel, it's manually done. And after that, we can map the CSV users after connecting the clouds. And here we can have a dry run which simulates the entire migration without changing everything in the destination. So it's just a safe preview. And after that, we can go to the live migration also. Like we can see we have done it in the left agent panel. So we have gone live after having a dry run. So after the dry run, we have run the real migration, and in the right panel you can see the progress of the migration. And in the agent, we can ask the progress of the migration at any time, and we can ask the failure rate, errors, everything to the agent. Agent does everything. And here it's an example. These are the Copilot chats that we have been migrated. So these are all the chats and context that's being saved here in the Copilot. So we are all pulling this and being sent to the Google Drive, and then in Google Drive, it's being given as a knowledge base for the gems that are in Gemini. So the user need to create a gem, and the files that are files that are migrated are being given as a knowledge base in the gem created, and thus we've preserved the whole intelligence, not only the files. So for example, we have created a gem here, and I asked a question which is related to the conversation of the Copilot which we have seen last time. So here you can see the whole context being saved and being migrated successfully. So here you can also see that we have some sources also, like it's showing the folders like Google Drives are like where the answers are being it. So we can successfully claim that we have done the migration very good. So this is not about the migrating files only. We are migrating the intelligence. So we have all the conversation history, everything being migrated. And thank you. Like over to you, Kritika.
Thank you, Satya, for giving us a quick overview about whatever I was talking about in terms of migrating the intelligence. Abhigna, if you can bring up your screen.
Yep, yep. I'm ready.
Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop us in the chat. We'll be happy to address them. Okay. So we've been talking, you know, about how the AI intelligence is, but have you ever thought about what kind of a business impact it will have on your organization? Uh, Definitely, I can, name few that there'll be no productivity loss whenever there is a migration done from one AI platform to another, right? We've been talking about the user adaptability, so it goes with the same way that all the teams will be able to pick up exactly where they left off on the previous AI platform. And once they make a shift to the new AI platform, right? Um, IT maintains control of the entire process. So we spoke about management making the decision, and the problem lies with the IT, right? So the entire, I mean, the IT will have control on the entire process, right? Consolidation of those projects will stay on schedule, right? You don't have to make any changes because of the um, changes in the schedules. And then we've been talking about the adoption of the employees. That is more faster, because we'll be able to migrate over all your conversation context and users over from one AI platform to another. Okay, so all right. So as I mentioned before we start, that the AI intelligence migration wave is already here. um, Whatever the data your team has been building up, months and years of intelligence using all those AI platforms, whenever you're looking out for a platform change, um, that data should not disappear, because that's the important data for your organization. So we are here to help you out. If you would like to have a detailed demo and would like to talk to us more in detail, um, we will be happy to help you out. You can always visit our website, that is cloudfuse.com, and book a demo with us today. And you can always write us an email as well. Um, Now we are open for any questions you have, and we'll be happy to address them.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Kritika. So it was very insightful. So yeah, if you have any questions, please free to drop in the chat box below. Kritika is ready to answer it. Yeah, we have a question. So from Pankaj. So can this AI migration be done as part of a broader cross-tenant migration? Like for example, when we are migrating from Microsoft 365 to Google, so is it possible to migrate context from Copilot to Gemini?
Yeah, we can
We
migrate
can.
from Gemini to Copilot and Copilot to Gemini, like during the clustering migrations. Yeah, it would be fine. We are doing it.
Okay. Yes. So to answer that question, Pankaj, yes, we can do that.
We have a question. So is ChatGPT supported for the migration?
Not as of today. We are building that up, and I think in next um, 1 to 2 months you can expect that.
Sure. And we have a question from a guy. Are you doing only conversations? Like only convo migrations from one copilot to and another.
No, we do conversation, context, and users as well.
Hmm.
That's a part of the entire migration process.
So whether a context migration is scoped under standard migrations or separately.
We can do it together, or we can even do it separately. So it
Yeah.
depends on how what are the requirements your organization have.
Okay. So is this agentic?
Yeah, this is agentic. So the agent does all the things that we can manually do, from starting the migration, like adding the clouds and adding the mapping the users and knowing the progress of the migration. Everything the agent does. You can be do this manually and also agentic. Yeah. So anyone who is not aware of anything technically, he can come, he can ask the agent, and he can figure it out, and he can migrate.
So is this DIY?
We are doing DIY as of now. Like we have implemented it. So
Okay.
like it's been done recently. So
Okay. Yeah.
I guess we didn't update you, but yeah, we are doing it DIY.
Working on it.
So
Yes.
anyone can come and do the migration. Yeah.
So we have a question. How
Yeah.
will governance and ownership of these intelligent assets be managed by post migration?
It will be treated the same way we've been doing the data governance during the migration, even after post migration.
So does the migration agent perform migration actions as well?
To answer that question, yes,
Yeah,
the
right.
migration agent will perform migration actions as well.
Yeah, I think that's all for now. Yeah, we got a question from Narayana. So, as more organization adopt Copilot, Gemini, and ChatGPT, how should they prepare for future AI migrations?
Okay, probably I can take it up. So organizations, if you see, there's a lot of organizations which are adapting to Copilot, Gemini, and ChatGPT. So for any future AI migrations, all those AI generated knowledge, prompts, conversation, agents. Um, so rather than just the platform specific features, these are the enterprise assets we should be considering.
Okay, so we can end the webinar here. So I appreciate everyone joining for the webinar today. So if you would like to continue the conversation or learn more about the CloudFuze approach to migration, so feel free to connect with us after the session. And thanks all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Thank you.